Hi, Jay.
Thank you.
I appreciate this energy.
It's always nice to talk to you.
Thank you. So nice.
You too, guys. See you later.
Nice energy, man. Have a great day.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Hi, Jay.
Good to see you. I fucking love this movie. Thank you for taking the time.
How's it going?
It's going so well, man. I got so many questions for you guys. Austin, I'm going to start with you. I feel like so much of this movie and Hank's journey kind of revolves around the question, what the hell have I gotten myself into? Like, he didn't mean to, but he's kind of finding himself in this situation where he's in over his head. And I'd love to know the career equivalent of that. What is an experience you've had with a character or a moment on set or something in your career where maybe you were in over your head, but you stopped what you were doing, you looked around and you asked yourself, what the hell have I gotten myself into?
I mean, almost every time. I think about, I've told that story of the Elvis one a lot, but where I was performing and
Like doing the live.
yeah, doing the rehearsal for the Vegas show. I don't know if we talked about this back in the day.
I don't know. Tell me.
But yeah, there was the Vegas show that where it's the rehearsal, and we had a track that we were going to perform this to for the entire time. And I mean, I'm talking like 8 months. I've been working out this timing of this, the way that we were going to do this. And we got to set, and it just wasn't working. And Baz said, can we do it live? And he told.
Sing it live?
Well, yeah, basically I'm orchestrating the entire band, and there's like the whole brass section and the drummer and the guitar player and the bass player, and they were all real musicians. And he said, I want you all to play it wrong.
Wow.
But I, in my mind, had the way that we've been practicing it. So it was 4 bars of getting the piano player to play it right, and then I move on to the bass player, and I move on to the guitar player, and it's supposed to sound great at the end. And I did it once, and I spent 4 bars with the piano player. He didn't get it right, and I moved on to the bass player. He didn't get it right, and I moved on to the guitar player. And suddenly, I was doing the right timing, but
You know that he had told them not to do it right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But I didn't. I was stuck on the timing rather than getting the music to be what it needed to be. And it was a cacophony, and it sounded terrible, and I felt like such a fraud. And then we got through the entire thing, and he cuts, and I see Baz kind of concerned, and then all hair and makeup and wardrobe and everybody came up to me, and I felt like the closest to a nervous breakdown I've ever felt on set. And I said, and they're like resetting, and I said, can I just have 10 minutes alone? And I went to a back room by myself, and I said, it doesn't matter if you take 10 minutes with that piano player, you get it to sound, you know what it needs to sound like. And then I went back out there, and I took as much time as I needed with each person, and then it was an organic process. And it ended up being one of my favorite things I shot in the movie.
Wow.
It had the energy of reality, and it felt like what he would have done in that moment. So that's a moment for me.
That's rad.
Holy shit, dude. Thank you for sharing that,
Yeah,
man.
that's great.
That's an awesome story. Zoe, this is the first time that we've spoken since you made your directorial debut, which you know that I loved. And I'm wondering how that experience has changed your experience with how you communicate with directors now. Like, what sort of conversations were you able to have with Darren now that you've been behind the camera that maybe you could never have had before you made that film?
Yeah, I feel like there's a certain amount of awareness of the director and the crew's experience that I didn't have before. And so it's like you kind of go between 2 hats, and you kind of try and sense, what's helpful right now. Is it like the version of me that's kind of giving you, ideas and alts or, whatever, or is the version that I'm like, okay, how much time do we have? Like, how can I help this go faster? Like, what, kind of thinking in like a director's mindset. And then also just getting to see the way that Darren runs his set, and I've always been very inquisitive about that, but there's just something different after you've done it. You just appreciate it so much more because his set is run so beautifully and seamlessly. And so yeah, it's definitely was like I kind of got to bounce back and forth between 2 different hats in a way.
Not that I'm not grateful of you in front of the camera, but we got to get you back behind the camera.
Oh, thank you.
You are amazing. Austin, really quick, did you enjoy your time in Chicago, man? We loved having you here.
Man, I loved it. I really loved it.
My phone didn't ring while you were here. It was strange, man.
I didn't realize. I'm bummed I didn't see. Is that Sears behind you?
That's Hancock.
Hancock.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's it. That
is that what used to be Sears Tower? Or?
no, Sears is over there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it, man. The food was incredible. The Cubs game, I had a blast at the Cubs game. And Jeremy is the best tour guide, so he took me around. And it was great.
Yeah. Well, we loved having you here, man. Hopefully we can get you back. And seriously, guys, thank you for always fitting me in your schedule. I always love talking with you because you make projects that remind me of why I love movies. So I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. It's always nice to talk to you.
Thank you. So nice
You too,
talking.
guys. See you later. Guys, good to see you both again. I fucking love this movie. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate
Yes,
you.
thank
oh,
you.
I appreciate this energy.
Come on, it's our last one of the day as well, so yes.
I got to tell you, this yielded a really weird moment for me. Before I saw the movie, I was speaking with a younger reporter who was telling me about the movie, and he referred to it as a period piece. And whenever I saw the movie and it took place in 1998, I was like, oh, God, like, are we at that point now where
We
the
are, I'm
90s are a
afraid.
period
We just
piece?
said that about like 20 minutes ago. Matt was like, the 90s is a period piece. Wow. Yeah.
I guess they're not wrong. I miss them. But to that point, one of my favorite aspects of this movie is that it takes place in 98. And there are so many really sort of subtle details throughout the movie that remind us of sort of this period of telling the story. I'd love to know, what is an aspect of your character that you decided about them that is entirely tied to the story being set in the 90s that wouldn't have been the case or wouldn't have even been possible if this were a modern day story?
Well, I mean, in a total vain way, you know, my lipstick and my nail polish were totally of the 90s. Rum Raisin, you know that.
Really? What was that, a big 90s?
It was just like a big 90s color. Really? And oh my God, and my mother used to wear it. And the way my mother did her makeup is she would put on her Rum Raisin lipstick, pat her lips, and put it on her cheeks.
Oh, wow.
And so that just like totally, and that kind of went, I think that color Rum Raisin was kind of 80s into the 90s. But for me, that was the first thought that came to my mind when you asked that. I went, Rum Raisin.
That's a nice detail.
Did you make that choice for the color? Did you specifically choose Rum Raisin because that was what your mom used to wear?
I wanted something that was close to what my mom used to wear, but the makeup team, they were already in that space. So they had a long, just, what would you call it? Just a plethora of lipsticks that fell in that category. So I think we were like playing with lipsticks and taking them off for like 30 minutes before we landed on that one.
Miss King, you look good. You could wear that today. Don't you let anyone tell you can't wear Rum Raisin in 2025 because you were rocking it. Matt, I got to bring up, obviously, as many people are, I'm sure, I got to bring up the Mohawk, which I think might be one of the greatest Mohawks in pop culture history. But I want to talk about the downtime that you had, because I know movie sets can be just a lot of hanging around and waiting to hear action. What was the most boring, asinine, run-of-the-mill errand that you had to run while still sporting the Mohawk?
What was the most boring errand that I had to run?
Because I'm assuming, like, in between takes, like, you have to do things while having the Mohawk.
It was interesting. There are a few neighborhoods where I'd walk around and like sometimes the dogs would bark at me. If I had to go for a wee or something, you have to walk around to where the trailers are, whatever. The dogs would actually bark. Well, we were filming in this really Jewish neighborhood, in a neighborhood of, what area of New York was that?
Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was in Brooklyn somewhere, and it was
right outside of Williamsburg. Right,
it was around there, and there were all these like little kids coming home from school, and I was crossing the road, and they were just like, "What? Who is this guy?" And it felt kind of wonderful actually, because I was just kind of walking around like actually I was walking around like that, but I was just walking to the set or walking from set, and it felt really liberating. But
I don't think you realize he committed. He literally, the Mohawk wasn't just on set. He wore a Mohawk the entire run of the shoot. That was like his hair. Matt did that.
Wait, is that for real? Like, did you really?
Well, yeah, because it was there. I had to do stuff with it. And it was green and yellow. And you know what's mad is, having got really worried about it, I then kept it for like 3 months after, and it was only recently I've just grown it back. I looked back and was like, the fuck was I doing, man? I look back and I'm like, whoa, wow. Why did I just...
I'm not gonna lie, I would have loved to have seen it in season 3 of House of the Dragon. Like, I think, and just not acknowledge it at all. You just have it.
I tried to get it over the line, but they never listened to me there. So what can I say?
Guys, I always love talking with both of you. Thank you for always making amazing projects, which makes my job easy because I've got 10,000 more questions I wish I had time for. But I love you guys. I love this movie, and I appreciate you guys taking the time.
Appreciate you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
nice energy, man. Have a great day.
You too, guys. See you
See
later.
you later, mate.
Bye.
Bye-bye.